What's up, guys? 20.4 is here. We're almost done with the Open. This is one of those workouts whether you can do it or you cannot do it. So there's not really too many tips to give, but pay attention. Hopefully I'll give you something. So with 20.4, we're looking at a workout that's chipper style with a super long time cap, and it's basically a combination of box jumps, clean and jerks, pistols, clean and jerks. The box jumps and pistols are always 30 reps, and then the clean and jerk reps go down, but the weight goes up. You can do any style clean and jerk, and there's some particular rules in the box jumps and pistols, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But the workout is pretty simple, and it's simple not only in actually doing it, but in what you need to do for the workout. Look, a lot of us are going to be stuck somewhere, whether it's the weight on the barbell or if it's the movement like the pistols. Somewhere you're going to get stuck. And depending on where it is that you're going to get stuck will depend on how you approach the workout. For example, for somebody that's looking to get to the last 2 bars, the workout is a pacing. You're just trying to get there and then work through the last 2 bars. Anything before that, in my opinion, I think it's a tiebreaker workout, right? Let's say you're somebody who can get to the 225, 145 bar, but we're not really sure what's going to happen there, right? Like, we might be able to get through the 10, we might not be able to get through the 10. You're the type of person that's going to try to get there as quickly as you can, especially if you have good pistols. Let's say pistols are going to be your stopping point. Then that last set of box jumps before that, that's where you want to get to quickly, because the tiebreaker comes on the last 30 box jumps. So I think it's like 185, 115 is that barbell for the RX. We want to get there as quickly as we can. And anything before that, if we're finishing maybe that 185, 115 bar is where we're going to finish, then you want to be even faster getting there. It's a full all-out sprint. So figure out where it is that you're going to be. Come out with a decent strategy. I'll give you a few tips here at the end of this video on how I think the workout should be broken up. So the first movement is 30 box jumps, and you actually do 30 box jumps 3 times. I think a lot of people, because there's pistols later on, start to think like, oh, that's going to be the easy part. But trust me, 90 box jumps is a serious workout, and I don't think that many of us even do 90 box jumps in our regular workouts. So don't be fooled by 90 box jumps because it's easier than doing pistol. This year, they're allowing step-ups. I think they've always allowed it whenever box jumps are in the workout and it's not box jump overs. So box jumps being something that's going to jack your heart rate up, stepping up on the box may be a good plan for you. Now, I do think that bounding on the box jumps is going to be the most efficient way. If you practice this on a regular basis, you should go through it. Now, understand that there are some scary things that could happen whenever you're doing the bounding box jumps, so make sure that you've prepped your calves and everything really, really, really good before you do that. One little tip on the bounding box jumps that I have found that helps me a lot is whenever I'm bounding up onto the box and I catch myself in that high position, that high squat position, I use my legs to help, or my arms on my legs to help me stand it up. I think that will save your legs a lot and allow your quads to kind of get a little bit of a break instead of standing up every single one. Because if you think about on the cleans, you're catching the cleans in that same position, but now it's under load, so we want to make sure that our quads and hips are nice and fresh. Now, if you decide to do step-ups, you cannot put your hands on your legs to do step-ups. So that totally takes that out, and you will be using your legs a little bit, especially if you're short like me. That 24-inch box feels like it comes up halfway at my body. If you go with step-ups, I remember something from, 2014, I think it was 14.3 is deadlift and box jumps. Something that I did to save my legs, because just like in 20.3, I couldn't deadlift 315. So I knew whenever I get there, I'm going to have every bit of leg power I can. Step-ups were great, but step-ups are slower. So there's a strategy of stepping up on the box and kind of jumping off the box. So step up, lock everything out, jump off the box to get down to the bottom. And then of course, we can go with our normal jump up on the box, stand up, step down. Just be sure that as soon as both feet hit the ground that you're jumping back up there. Use those arms to kind of make a circle to come up, especially on the bounding and on the box jumps where you're jumping up, stepping down. Making a big circle with the arms kind of allows you to reset on the ground and let your body get carried up. Pistols is what comes after the 3 rounds of box jumps. You basically have 3 rounds of pistols. If you make it that far, pistols are a one-legged squat, so that's what they're calling it. Kind of old school pistols, new school single leg squats. Pistols are just kind of if you can or you can't, right? There's a lot of single leg strength that needs to happen there, but there's even more balance and coordination that has to happen. One thing on the pistol that I find, I don't have the best ankle flexibility, but I can still do pistols without putting weightlifting shoes on because I overlean to the side and allow my hips to get a little more involved. If you're relying a lot on your ankles, you're going to end up on your toes. But if you can kind of lean to the side and let your hips get a little bit lower, sometimes that can help you kind of skate through that. Otherwise, have those lifters ready to go. Most of us need that little bit of ankle flexibility work there. And when you get to the heavier barbells, having lifters on, probably not a bad idea. I would not wear lifters during the box jumps. If you're making it to the pistols, you're going to have plenty of time to have your weightlifting shoes staged, slide your feet in, tie them up, and get going. The only thing that I wouldn't do with weightlifting shoes would be that if that 225 bar is going to be the end of your workout, or the 145 bar, ladies, is going to be the end of your workout, then I would either just wear the weightlifting shoes the whole time or don't worry about them, because that tie break, that 30 pistol tie break that start out that 225, 145 bar, that's your workout, right? So you want to get through that and then work on that last bar if we know we're not making it through that. If you look up any pistol mobility tips, they're going to talk about doing some mobility work on your ankles and calves. Make sure you spend some time there, not only for the pistols if you struggle with mobility, but also for the box jumps. It's very, 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 very important. Do not skate on that. Clean and jerks, right? This is the majority of the workout. It's not rep-wise, but because it's got the actual loading in it, this is where some strategy actually can take place. I think, again, your speed of starting the workout depends on where you're going to finish the workout. If you're looking at getting to the third bar, then you kind of want to move quickly through those first two bars, the 95, 135, or I think it's 85, or 65, 85 for the ladies. Move quickly through those. Touch and go as many as you want. If you know the third bar is going to be kind of the crux of your workout, then touch and go reps, right? Knock them out. Get through it quickly, especially if you're good at box jumps. And if you're not good at box jumps and you know the third bar is going to be your nemesis, then you definitely need to go touch and go as much as you can on those first two bars. If you're looking to get into the fourth bar, then maybe we slow it down a little bit, right? Maybe we do touch and go on the first bar, 95, 65, and then we go to singles on the 135, 85 pound bar. But just know that we want to make sure that that bar is hitting the ground, you're taking a breath, and you're right back down to grab it. If you're going too many breaths between each rep, you're going to slow down too much. Now, if you're making it to the 275 or further, okay, everything's slow. Everything's nice and easy, controlled. 20 minutes is a long time. You'll see that when you get into this. Now, if you're somebody that's really trying to get through this and trying to get the best score possible, a redo is almost necessary. Right? You almost have to, so you can figure out where it is. But if you're like the rest of us and we're just doing it for fun, one time and being done, then your goal is to figure out where your workout's going to end. Now, one technique thing that I use and that you saw probably in a lot of the demo videos or the announcement videos is catching the bar in the dip and driving it straight overhead into a push jerk. That is one of the fastest things that you can do. And when you're accumulating this many clean and jerks, it's great for like the time under tension rule. If you're catching every clean and then setting up for the jerk, you're spending more time with the bar resting on your body, and in the later rounds, especially if you're capable of getting to that fourth, fifth, and sixth bar, those later rounds of that bar sitting on your shoulders will play into effect on your core and then your overall fatigue. So catch the bar in your dip, drive it straight out of your dip, land, lock it out, drop it, take a breath, and go right into the next rep. That will play huge into how you feel later on in the workout. Okay, my top 7 tips for 20.4. These are what you need. If you follow these tips, this will help you get the best score that you can. Tip 1, know where you're finishing. If you know that the third or maybe even the fourth bar or the pistols is going to be where your workout ends, then you want to get there as quickly as you can. Figure out if you're going to touch and go. Figure out if you're going to bound on box jumps. Do whatever it is that you need to do to get to that point as quickly as possible. 20 minutes is such a long time that you'll get there no matter what. 2, that being said, don't let the box jumps fool you. Just because box jumps are easier than pistols doesn't mean that you can go faster or outside your capacity. You probably do box jumps every week in your gym. I know we do, so you know what your speed is. Stick to that speed. Don't look at the box jumps as, oh, I just got to do 3 sets of 10. Just look at it, you got to do one big set of 30 and just pace yourself through that at the best pace that you can. Number 3, if you're jumping up on the box, whether it's jumping up, stepping down, or bounding, use your hands to press off your knees to stand up. That will save the upper part of your legs big time. Your quads will thank you when you're getting to those heavier barbells, or even when you get to the pistols. It may slow down your box jump just a little bit, but it will help you, I promise. Number 4, smooth as fast on the pistols. Just take it easy, one at a time. There is a strict standard. Most gyms don't hold a strict standard. We will hold a strict standard. And that standard is that your ankles, hips, and knees and head have to be in line with each other before the free-legged foot can touch the ground, right? The one that's not actually doing the work. Most gyms aren't going to call that. I will call that in our gym, and I hope that your gym does. So if it does, make sure you're standing up all the way. Number 5, stage your weightlifting shoes. If you're like me and you struggle with ankle flexibility, you need that help on those shoes. I don't want to do 90 box jumps with weightlifting shoes on, but I'm going to stage my shoes next to it, make a quick change, and I'm good to go. I know I'm going to make it through that first 30 pistols and through the 225 bar, so that's not my tie break time, so I don't really care how long that takes me to get on there if I know it's going to help me get through those and the next set faster. Tip number 6, catch the bar in the dip and drive straight overhead from the clean and jerks. That will reduce the amount of time under tension that you spend with the barbell and also help you cycle some reps pretty fast. Tip number 7, probably pretty obvious. As the bar gets heavier, do less reps in a row. If you're going to be finishing the workout, you could almost do singles all the way through the workout. If you're going to get to that 275 bar and looking to get 1 or 2, that's my goal, then maybe even could go singles on the 95-pound bar, right? Because every clean and jerk at those heavier bars will put you thousands of places ahead of the next person, right? So, or the next rep or the next score. So take your time getting to those last 2 bars. Singles is almost the way to go all the way through. Those are the tips for today. It's a short video, not a whole lot to it. It's a simple workout. Go after it. Do the best you can. Good luck.